Hi everyone, this is Charles McNeely with Deb Doc Theater, and I am honored and humbled, and it is a privilege to be here in the home of Mr. Adam Connor. I'm with Adam, who is on the right side of the screen, and Mr. John Connor, his brother, in the middle, and on the left is his sister, Miss Imogene Crochet. And we're here to hear their story of Hurricane Audrey and anything else they want to talk about Cameron Parish. So everyone, thank y'all. It's so good to be here. And hey, what can you tell us about your background, work background?
Well, I was 13 years old for the storm.
Okay.
Time was hard. I said I had to quit school to go to work because time was hard on us.
And the day before we had went to share party with ran some gas. We stayed there all day long.
And it was a nice day.
Well, it was kind of blowing.
Okay, all right. So y'all were working little calves. Little cabins.
We ran a lot of cabins.
Nice.
The night before the storm, we went. My brother had come home, and so we went to the movie that night.
Okay.
And so I went home to my parents instead of going back to where I had my cousins.
My brother had came on a fair load, and he brought us. We didn't have no car or nothing. My dad and them didn't have nothing.
Okay.
So we went to my grandpa's. We got there. It was getting rough.
So the wind was blowing.
Oh, the
Was
wind.
the water there yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. The wind started first and the rain.
Then the rain.
And that morning, my mother said, we need to go to Mama's to help Bernice with Mama, Grandma. And we got there, and the house was already, the trees had fallen down, I believe.
Trees, yeah. The house wasn't down.
No,
yet.
it wasn't down yet.
So y'all got there within the storm.
Within the
basically.
storm.
Yeah, so
I remember they went and put the cars on the road. I figured it'd be hard enough. And one of our nephew, he might have been, what, 12, 13?
Oh, he was same age as me.
Same age.
That was Peggy's husband.
Yeah,
Mr. Charles Bonsall.
yeah.
Okay.
And he was little, and he just barely made it to the house, to
They
the
just buried
house.
him.
Really? What? Because of the water?
Water was,
It was coming.
Yeah.
So Mr. Charles Bonsall
yeah.
made it barely to. He was one of the 25
Yeah.
Yes.
that was with y'all. Goodness. So
And-
they put the cars up there.
Yeah, they figured it would have been high enough,
Yeah.
and it wasn't.
No.
And then finally that wave came and knocked the house off of the block, and it floated against this tree.
Did you see the wave? Did
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
see
Oh,
it
yeah.
coming? So it was daylight
Yeah.
whenever it
Oh, yeah.
happened,
It was,
right?
I guess around, what, 10 o'clock, something
About
like
10
that.
o'clock.
Good. Yes. Okay.
And it knocked the house off of the block and got against that tree.
The tree that you're going to show me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It fell the other day, that tree.
Oh my goodness.
It rotted.
Right.
And our grandma, aunt always did tell us never cut that tree. That's what saved us.
That's what saved y'all. Okay.
So we got in the house, and my old grandma was in a wheelchair. And lucky we had an axe and a hatchet. We had to cut a hole big enough to shove that wheelchair straight up
Into the attic.
into the attic.
Okay.
And we pulled some mattress up there.
How many people did it take to lift your grandmother's wheelchair and
Oh,
her?
about 4 of us.
Quite a
4 or
few.
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you talk about your brother, who was your brother? Was it John or something?
Clifford.
Clifford. Okay.
Clip.
And John, and then we had some more of our first cousins.
Other people.
It was rough to try to put all those people up there. We was on a table, and we got on there.
And they made a hole in the ceiling, right?
We had to pick them up and put them up there. It was rough.
Plus the wheelchair.
Yeah.
So y'all got to work out.
Oh yeah.
What else do you remember from the actual storm? Was there something that sticks out in your mind about the house moving or anything, or?
Well, that tree and a butane tank. Yeah, it got against the butane tank too. That house.
Gotcha. So that tree and a butane tank were the things that
Yeah.
prevented y'all from going
And
further.
before what happened, Mama had put a purse in Grandma's house, in the room, and she went to get it, and that's when it got together, the wall.
The walls came together.
Oh yeah.
They basically moved, and
It was time to get up there.
yes. So she
I
was
think
going to get her
Mama was the
purse.
last one to get up there.
Okay. All right. Thank goodness.
And then we also cut a hole in the attic in case the water would get in the attic. It was gonna get on the roof. And we stayed there all day, all night.
And they'd be doing some praying.
I can imagine. Yes. Many people that I've talked to.
Prayed and prayed and prayed.
Did anybody have any rosaries?
I did. I
Okay.
was praying my rosary.
Yes.
And while I was praying, Blessed Mother told me, do not be afraid. You will not drown.
That is beautiful. And I've heard.
And the fear left me.
Yes. That, and I've heard of other. You're not the only one who had an experience like that.
The next day we had water up to about to the waist.
Okay.
And we got out and it had a lemon tree.
Okay.
And we broke some lemons, sucked some lemon to water.
We knew what they had some. He used to put a canned good and all that. We went over there trying to find some.
You mean a pantry kind of like, or a...
It was a house on the side. Remember?
Oh, okay. A separate space, a
Yeah.
separate house with all. And what kind of canned goods did they have?
A fig or
Yes, I've heard about the figs. Lots of people were making figs, so
oh, we could have found a jar. We'd have opened it up.
I
We'd
can
ate it.
imagine.
We didn't need no bread.
No, not this time. But
But they had drift on top of the telephone pole.
they had what?
Drift from
So
grass.
basically, yeah, marsh grass and stuff
I
were on
guess.
top of the telephone pole.
Yeah.
So that tells you how big the surge was.
Yeah.
That's how high the water was. It was as tall as a. Ay, okay.
I guess about 2 o'clock that day, we heard a boat come.
An outboard motor, kind of a small
A
boat.
mud boat.
Mud boat.
A mud boat, okay.
And it was our uncle that slays in Little Chenier up there.
Who was your uncle?
Guilford Bossigallapi.
I know the family.
And he picked us up and brought us to Little Chenier up there.
I never stopped praying.
Okay,
I prayed all day.
okay. Until y'all were rescued, you,
Well, when my uncle and them, they came to see about us, and we were so many that it took us a long time to get back. You know, you couldn't only put just a few in a little boat.
yes. And I'm sure they needed to do the
And
older ones.
And we just got there, and they told us we couldn't stay. The Red Cross came in and said we could not stay.
Where was this?
At my uncle's house.
Oh, okay.
And so they took us off in one of these little army ducks,
Yes, yes.
and they had levees for the cattle. Well, those army ducks would get stuck in there.
Yes.
And finally a helicopter came by.
We got on a helicopter and we went to the Gibbstown Bridge.
Gotcha. Was it a large helicopter?
Oh, yeah.
The two
Yeah.
blades?
Yeah.
Two blades.
That kind of thing, yes, okay.
And from there, we got on a bus and I had
So you got on a bus, okay, all
on a
right.
bus. We got,
Because many people I talked to were on army trucks.
no, we
That
were
when you were on a bus.
on a bus. Yeah, it brought us on a bus. And I had one of my good friends, that he's in that picture right there.
Okay.
It was all wet, and they walked to the schoolhouse in Oak Grove there.
Yeah.
And I kept looking at that fella on the bus. I said, "Damn, it looked like I know that fella." He was in a South Cameron band suit. I was only, he was in a band suit. I said, "Galton, is that you?" Yeah, he said, "It's me." He said, "I had to put that on." That's
Something
all I had."
on, he had to dress in something.
Yeah.
That's.
And then they brought us to McNeese up there, and then two of my sisters come and picked the family up.
We had two sisters, and so we split up and we stayed there. And then after it was over with, and then my parents came back. Well, I stayed. and I
Okay.
went to work in Lake Charles
Where did you work?
at Wine Garden. And I was gonna work
We
there.
went there all the time.
I was
by
gonna
our
work.
house.
I was gonna work 5 years because I thought 5 years was a long time. I stayed there 28 years,
Oh my goodness.
and the store closed, so I had to leave.
Congratulations. Oh, that's wonderful. So you stayed in Lake Charles.
Yes.
Did y'all come back?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
went to Cameron, y'all rebuilt?
We rebuilt another house here, and then Rita took it,
Okay.
and then I built this one.
Gotcha.
Let's see. I bought it. I built it after Rita,
Gotcha.
and this house here done made three. They made Ike and these three
And the last
sons
two,
already.
Yeah, Laura and Delta.
Yeah.
Well, that is well built.
Me and him drove the pollens. We got a crane and a drop hammer, and we drove the pollen about 30 feet deep. And my nephew built this on a computer, and
Those things
we
are
came
wonderful.
here with a cherry picker, and we put it
Yes.
together.
Okay.
And I got some rods in this wall here, every
Okay.
6 feet.
Metal rods.
Metal 5/8 rods, start from the seal up to the crown of the house.
That is the way to do it.
And the walls too, they got it.
Okay. That's why. Yeah, if it can withstand Laura, yeah, that's pretty substantial. That's a
Yeah,
wonderfully built house. So
yeah,
congratulations, first off. That's for both of y'all.
yeah.
And your nephew, you said,
My nephew.
designed. That's
My nephew and his daddy, we built that in Big Lake in pieces.
got you.
And I come here with a cherry picker and I dropped it all in place.
Okay. Where did y'all work here in Cameron Parish?
I worked for Crane Brothers
Crane Brothers.
from
Gotcha.
62 to 2016.
Goodness.
I do
So
all,
I've heard of
all
Jean
fifth.
Paul Crane.
Yeah.
Did y'all know him?
Yeah, this fella in the middle right here is one of the sons, Butch Crane.
There we go. Okay. I'll take a picture of that.
Me and him, he was 4 years older than me.
Okay.
And,
Is that you in the picture too?
Yeah, that's me on that side, and that's Jeffrey Boudreaux on that side. I worked all my life in it.
Well, Jeffrey Boudreaux was the same.
Same
He
way.
spoke highly of the company
Yeah.
and working there. So, yeah, that's a great family and a great company. And so was Wine Garden.
So was Wine Garden. I felt like I went home every day. I would meet all my old friends from Creole, Cameron Parish, over there.
That's so special. That's wonderful.
And then, look, you see this picture here?
With a buggy
The buggy? That's
Yeah.
my mom and dad when they got married.
here in Cameron?
And they called it.
Lake Arthur, okay. All right.
They called
I'm
it.
going to get a picture of that too. So.
Yeah.
Great photographs.
That's how
That's
they-
wonderful that you have that.
And my daddy never owned a car in his life.
Really?
And mama didn't drive enough.
So they just, horses or
Horse.
Well,
Wagon.
wagon.
wagons? Okay, all right. That's amazing. What a life. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? What was it? A lesson? What is the biggest thing that you learned from that experience?
When they say hurricane, we
get out.
gone.
Get out. Evacuate. Right now. Okay.
We gone.
Good. Yes.
Then we say one more that
We say when they had one that hugged the coast, it just was a tropical storm.
Got you.
And
And
my
it didn't
brother
enter.
Yeah, my brother Pete Piku was a civil defense director.
Yes.
He found out me and John and Mom and Daddy stayed, he had a fit. He said, how can I make other people leave if my own family won't leave?
Yes, yes. Unfortunately, sometimes family can be
It was just a tropical storm.
okay. But for a hurricane, y'all evacuate. That's the biggest
Oh, I
lesson.
evacuate every time.
Is there anything else that you would like to share? See a smile. What we got?
after the storm we had one of those big army helicopters getting those cows out. They put some slings to all four legs, and they bring the animal closer.
Okay.
And
So they'd be hanging there
Yeah.
below the helicopter.
and when you let them go, put them down, you better be there to catch them. So we had some trees on the Anacosta. We get in the trees. Time we had a couple of them tied, still tied.
Okay.
We got to the main road by Gibbstown.
Okay.
There wasn't no trees there. So They had a Brahma cow come. They dropped it, and we got on top of it and hold it. I said, now look, we're gonna get together now. Before I knew it, they were both gone. I stayed by myself, and she come over there and she put the horn between my head and my shoulder, and I hit for that ditch.
That's how big the cow was. The
Yeah.
horns
A big
were on
old
both
Brahma
sides
cow.
of you, yes.
And she kept on her going. You talk about glad. And it could be a general, it could be an old milk cow.
Yes.
When
but-
they come off of those helicopters, I guess they shake them up.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. That's that. In a time where there was a lot of problems, that was a fun moment. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Anything else right now that you remember that might be good to tell people?
That's about it, Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank y'all very much again for speaking to me, and thank you everyone for listening, and to be continued. Thank you so much. Take care.